Didn't be long enough to get this set up. Alright. Kane, you are returned. Vivian well, you and the others? No shortage of troubles, we're well enough. And things are much the same for you as they were here. My lord is doubtless enjoying himself? Not really, not really. He said this to you? These exact words? Oh, to know that he's happy, it fills my heart with joy. Thank you, Kane, for taking care of him. When next you see him, please tell him to not overexert himself. Futile request though it is. And tell him that all is well here. Peace you gifted us continues, and we work hard to build new lives for ourselves. In the course of this, we occasionally bicker, but we've never been more optimistic for tomorrow. If I had to mention one dilemma, it would be the question of our governance. Even as we speak, debate rages on over how we should run the city in the Exarch's absence. Most are of a mind that a settlement council should continue to oversee the general running of the Crystarium, while representatives are elected to determine policy and handle diplomacy. Thus far, nothing is set in stone, but however we choose to proceed, we will not replace our lord. No one could. Have we recently observed any unusual phenomena? No, I cannot say there have been. Curious that you should ask me this question, though. Some days, Rin came and asked the very same. Oh, she was rather unsettled, in stark contrast to how cheerful she has been of late. Okay, that's interesting. She and the other Crystarium youths just hosted a festival, you see. It proved so popular that there are already plans for another celebration, one much bigger than the first. Between the preparations for the festival and the restoration of the empty, she struck me as happy and full of life. So when I saw her in a state of such worry, I couldn't help but feel worried in turn, especially since she wouldn't tell me what troubled her. Dare say I should be more willing to confide in you. May I ask you to broach the subject with her? You wish to enter the umbilicus? Very well, I shall fetch the key at once and take the opportunity to find Rin. Please wait for me in the city, in front of the Cabinet of Curiosity. Shall we say I will be along as soon as I can. Following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel anything pending. Okay. So it's telling me it's a duty. Okay. Do my old eyes deceive me? Is that truly Kane? Okay. Ah, it is. Full glad am I to see you hail and whole, my friend. What a wonderful surprise it is to have you back with us, and at this most opportune time. In case you haven't heard, we are planning to produce a tome chronicling events from the Flood to the Knight's Return. For this project, we intend to draw upon records kept by the world's people. Historical and contemporary first-hand accounts will be the centerpiece of the tome, but yours would be the one to crown them all. I've been asked to contribute a chapter on the soul, a subject that is key to understanding much of your endeavors. In the course of developing the spirit vessel, I gained valuable insights into travel beyond the rift, knowledge that will allow me to attest to your existence and deeds. There is no end to the questions I would ask you, but if you could indulge me, just one for now. Alright, just one. In your quest to restore the night, you faced many a formidable foe. Among them, who offered you the greatest struggle? I'm so curious. Oh man, it doesn't say anything. I knew you love to talk Zira, Morin, but we really should be on our way. These documents from Ilmo won't collect themselves. Of course. And afterwards, would you care to join me for tea? I was hoping you might clarify a few points in your treatise. Till next time then, do tell the others to look after themselves. Our overzealous friend in particular, remind him not to overexert himself again and again till his ears fall off. That's what it takes for him to take it to heart. Goodbye. Ah, things are so peaceful here. Is that the Warrior of Darkness? It's him, it's really him. What are you doing here? If you're going to battle, I can give you some medicine. I made it myself. That's not Riki, you only give him a stomachache. You've come to see Morin to get his advice. One of the guard finally agreed to teach us how to fight, but first we need to choose a fighting style. Well, I know I want to be a mage. Arkil isn't sure. Magic isn't really my thing, so I was thinking of taking out the axe or the sword, or maybe the bow. They all seem alright, but it's hard to decide, so I thought I'd ask Morin. He knows about lots of things. He's in here? Ah. Oh, why don't you have the Warrior of Darkness choose for you? What do you think suits Arkil best? Axe, sword, or bow? For protecting your friends, the sword. The sword, if you took off the sword, you could be just like Brandon, the Warrior of Light. I love that tale. Let's borrow the book today. It's really popular though. I hope it's still there. Thanks for the help. Thanks for helping me decide Warrior of Darkness. I'll start with that style and maybe try something else later on. And when I get really strong, I hope to have a bout with you. Alright, who's next? Such fun he's been having basking in the adoration of musty old bookworms and wide-eyed younglings. But does he spare a thought for me? Of course not. Who that? I waited and waited and waited, but he won't so much as acknowledge the presence of his beautiful branch, even though they're right here. Such a heartless thing else happening is cold and cruel and heartless. Oh, okay. Do I give in to her? Did you have more important things to do, Your Majesty? I have no end of important tasks to attend to, but unlike some, I know what my priorities should be, and since when did my sapling become a twisted old tree that says such unkind things? But disappointed as I am, I'll overlook this once. I know you have a lot on your mind right now. So, my adorable sapling, the world is on the verge of destruction. Wait, how did you know? How do I know this? Joined as we are, spying on you is as simple as sliding down the back of a ring. What the heck? You can see what I see. Oh god. But that I could aid you in your quest, but the fate of we faithful is bound to that of our star. Whither it goes, so too do we follow. Such is our way. The most I could do for you is spare you the pain, by gifting you the sweetest of eternal dreams. But if escape's not to your liking, then you must struggle with fellow mortals. But here are the ones you were waiting for. I wonder what manner of conclusion awaits at Tale's End. Me too. My apologies for the delay. Okay, it's so wonderful to see you again. You too. You doubtless have much catching up to do, so I shall leave you to it. I've taken the liberty of unlocking the umbilicus, and you may enter at your leisure. I'm relieved to hear that everyone is well. I've had this feeling like a pit in my stomach, and I was afraid that something might have happened. Oh, it's just a feel. Oh, you're a sharp one. Maybe I'm overthinking things, but it's just that I'm the Oracle of Light, but I've never spoken with Hydaelyn, never once heard a call. Even so, I've always had this feeling deep inside me, a connection to something immense. These past few days, though, that connection has wavered, as if that immense something was distant, then close, then distant again. And then the other night, I was jolted awake by the feeling it had been completely severed. Wanting some fresh air, I went to open the window, and to my horror, the sky was ablaze, like during the star shower. Wait, what? Where is that? And then I blinked, and everything was normal. The next day, no one said a thing. No one had seen what I had seen. Oh. As far as I could tell, nothing was out of the ordinary. I began to wonder if it was a figment of a half-remembered dream. Kane, what are you not telling me? I have to know, please. It doesn't matter how terrible it is. Alright, let's see. It wasn't my imagination then. The doom we witnessed in Amarant has come again. I can't believe it. Like I told you before, all is well here in the first, so don't worry about us. Please look only to the threat before you. We're fine right now, and even if we weren't, we've learned how to survive. Should the final days reach us here as well, you may be rest assured we won't go quietly. No, we'll hold on until you can find a way to save all our worlds. So long as you continue your fight, as too will we, united in purpose beneath a blazing sky. What? Want this new weapon? Like it's 4 eye levels above what I have. God damn. My inventory's getting full. Probably not. It's just 4 eye levels. Alright. God damn. No, I want to keep that. I almost forgot. Okay, I want to keep that. That's for someone else. Now let's throw this away. Where's the sword? I lost it. Synthesize this as well. Oh, there's the sword. Okay, let's switch back. Wears a look of steely resolve. You're headed to the Umbilicus to consult with Elizabeth, right? I'll do some consulting on my own to speak with Lena, decide how we might best prepare for the final days. So it's farewell for now, but we'll see each other again, I'm certain of it. Where's the Umbilicus? Oh, okay. Master Kane, welcome back. The captain has told me all. Give the word and I'll show you to the ocular. Let's go. It's been a long time without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. Biometric authentication complete. Please state your business. Acknowledge. Reinitializing circuit's tower systems. Searching for Elizabeth's entity. Target located in subterranean core power accumulator. Projecting image.
私は夢を見ていたのか。美しくて優しい日々の。
Home.
だというのに。
My friends. No more than a dream.
まさか君に起こされるとは。何をどうしたらこんな事態になるんだ。
You. Why have you awakened me?
おかげさまで世界を見渡すことは愚か、ゾディアークとのつながりさえ感じ取れない身だ。説明がないとわからない。
I no longer sense those places beyond, or Lord Zodiac. You must explain all. What kinda killed you, Lord Zodiac?
ついにゾディアークが、捧げられた皆の魂も帰ったということか。
So his peace fallen, and my brethren's souls returned to the star.
再び週末が訪れてしまったことには当然思うところもある。だがそれは明日を得た君たちが対処すべき問題だ。
The doom we sacrificed so much to prevent is come again. Old burdens, now yours to bear.
一方でその発端となったのがファダニエルだったのなら、エリディブスとして責任を果たす必要があるだろう。
But if this is Van Daniel's design, then I, as Elidibus, have a duty to fulfill.
君が最後に焼いてくれたおせっかいのおかげで14人委員会についての記憶は多少なり保管できている。
Your unsolicited act has restored to me some few memories and the
知っ
convocation.
ていることを伝えるくらいはやぶさかではないという話だ。
Such knowledge as I have, I will share.
謝罪をされたところで決した勝敗は覆らない。君はゾディアークを世界の敵にしなかった。その対価を得たとでも思っておくといい。
Well, I apologize for receiving the favor of the defeated. If it sits ill, consider it payment for freeing Lord Zodiac from servitude.
しかし何を話したものか。週末そのものについての認識は君が調べてきたことと大差がない。
Where to begin? The end. Your understanding of what caused the final days is consistent with our own. Well, the Watcher told us what happens, so...
天脈が薄い地域から星が腐り落ちていく。その法則に気がついたのは、そう、ファダニエルだった。
Decay first took root where the currents were weakest. Yes, a conclusion drawn by him, Van Daniel.
無論、君があった今のファダニエルではない。週末当時その座についていた男、いわばオリジナルの方だ。
Not the him of here and now, but as I knew him long, long ago.
彼は誰よりも早い段階から週末の現象を明かし、対策を練ることに心血を注いでいた。
Having shed light upon the phenomenon, he dedicated himself to devising a countermeasure.
彼の有した天文の知識があってこそ、天脈と週末発言の関係が分かったんだ。
Were it not for his knowledge of the celestial, we would never have made the connection and hence forestalled the final days.
今のファダニエルも別人とはいえ彼の魂を継ぐものだっただろうに、それが自ら週末を望むとは遺憾だよ。
Though he inherited that noble soul, out different this last incarnation, so consumed by self-loathing and hate. Man.
エルピス？確かにそれは私たちの時代にあったものだ。
Elpis? Yes, the name is familiar to me.
私が知るのは花の名前ではなく、ある場所の名前としてだが。
Yet I know it not as a flower, but a place.
エルピスは創造魔法で生み出された生物の実験場だった。そこで生態を調べ、認可された種だけが世界に解き放たれたんだ。
Testing facility for determining which of our creations were fit to be released into the world.
そしてもう一つ。さっきの話に出たオリジナルのファダニエルが14人委員会に入る前、そこの所長を務めていた。
Many worked there, and before joining the convocation and assuming the title of Daniel, he was their chief.
その頃の座につく前の彼の名はヘルメスという。
He was Hermes. You going to Greek mythology?
とはいえ、それらの事実と終末の関係性はわからない。
That is all I
君が
know.
持ってきてくれた記憶のクリスタルはあくまで14人委員会に関するもの。就任前の情報には乏しいんだ。
The crystals tell little of the lives the 14 led prior to their induction.
エルピス自体もかつての終末で壊れ、残骸すら残っていない。何か秘された事実があったのだとしても、君が言って暴くことは。
This itself would tell even less. Nario Ruin has survived.
いや、君はエルピスにいた。私はそれを見た覚えがある。
Wait, I saw you there in Elpis.
おかしい。そんなはずはない。この記憶の断片は何だ？
No, I did not. But I did. I did. A lingering trace of impossibility.
これはどうしてこんなにも。
And a truth that fills my heart. What's happening?
すまない。記憶が混濁したようだ。だが、おかげで一つ思いついた手がある。
My memories remain clouded, I fear. However, they have revealed to me one possible course.
君が過去のヘルメスが所長をしていた時代のエルピスに行くという手だ。
Oh. I traveled to Elpis to the time when Hermes served as its chief. Like, how? How do I do that?
水晶港の記憶を垣間見た私には、この時空を超える塔の制御法がわかる。それを応用した彼の召喚術も以前使ってみせた通りだ。
Glimpsing the Exarch's memories, not only did I make his summoning magic my own, I also mastered the workings of this
言われ
tower.
てあの時君たちは私の集めた力ごと封じた。おかげで動力は豊富に蓄えられている。
Which, having absorbed my empowered essence, now harbors an abundance of energy.
もって君を過去に飛ばすことが可能かもしれない。行くべき時代、行くべき場所も明確なのだから。
As such, I believe I can deliver you unto the past, unto that place at that precise moment. What? Huh? Are you serious?
ただし、あれはあまりに遠い過去だ。これだけの条件が揃っていても、しっかりとした門は開けないだろう。
Given the aeons that must be traversed, the gateway will not be fully formed.
向こうにたどり着いた君は、か つて私が召喚した光の戦士たちよりもさらに希薄な状態になるに違いない。
Your form will be less tangible still than those warriors of light I had summoned.
おそらく誰の目にも見えないし、声すらも届かない。
In all likelihood, none will be able to see or hear you, and that's fine.
余震ば干渉できたとしても、君がやれるのはせいぜい見聞きすることだけだ。根本的な解決は望めないだろう。
Yet even if should you manage to interact with others, you'll be unable to effect a meaningful change.
なぜなら、君が帰ってくるここはあくまで終末が起きたという歴史をたどった世界。
For the reality you wish to save, the reality to which you must return, exists as a result of the final
過
days.
去で何をしたところで悲劇をなかったことにはできない。今の苦しみをなくしてはくれないんだ。
You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present, cannot unmake the sorrow and suffering fate to come.
それでも行くのか。敵であった私に命を委ねてまで。
In full knowledge of this, will you still make the journey? I accidentally clicked again. Fingers.
わかった。ならば私も調停者の最後の責務として君を送り届けるとしよう。
Very well. I shall cast you onto the river of time. Let this be my final act.
指示は出すから君がそれを操作してくれ。今の私では権限がない。
You must input the commands. I no longer have the authority.
まずは蓄えられたエーテルを時空転移魔法の構築に回す準備だ。
First, you must reconfigure the systems that the tower's ether may be channeled for the magic. Right. I definitely know how to do that.
よし、それで準備は完了だ。間もなく門が開く。星見の間の方に移動してくれ。
The preparations are complete. The gate will soon open. Return at once to the ocular. いい調子だ。エーテルも順調に流れ込んでいる。 All appears to be in order. The ether flows unimpeded.
これなら私の魂も含めて使い切ってくれるだろう。
Giving a life for this. Whew. Heavy responsibility. The magic should consume every last mote of my essence.
何を驚く。言っただろう。これが最後の。
Yeah, I gotta expect that. Why are you surprised? Did I not say that this will be my final act?
ゾディアークが散った今、私がここで長くまどろむ理由はない。
Lord Zodiac is no more. There's nothing for me here.
私は帰る。そしてまた会いたい人たちがいるんだ。夢ではなくて大地の上で。
The ones I love and long to see again are waiting in that promised land, beyond memory and dream.
だから振り返らずに行くがいい。君が光の戦士なら。
Now go, warrior of light, go. And do not look back. ハイデリンよ、私は先に行く。真なる者、古き人も残すところは君だけだろう。 Yeah, it's true. She's the last one.
最後の一人は一番寂しい。 その役回りを譲ることがゾディアークからの意趣返しだ。残されたものの意地で君と新たな英雄のやり方でこの星をどうか。
Soaring, flying. It's actually an area I can... Okay, it's just one room. Okay. The device is reminiscent of an etherite. Perhaps it's possible to attune with it. Wait, actually? Despite attempting to channel and focus your energies, you fail to attune the device. You can only assume it operates differently. Well, it's kinda in a different time. The man stands dutifully by the etherite-like device, a guide for this facility in all likelihood. You attempt to get the man's attention, but if he sees or hears you, he gives absolutely no indication. As Elidib was warned, it appears your form is intangible. But she's not wearing a mask. This is the right place. Yes, Propylaeon. Judging by the woman's words, this facility is called Propylaeon. You attempt to gently prod the woman to attract attention, but feel nothing, and it seems neither does she. I cannot use any actions. Okay. The remarkably large man wears a black robe and a half mask, much like the phantoms you encountered in Mare Lamentorum and the recreated Amarant. It would seem you have made it to your destination. You gesticulate wildly and shout all manner of greetings and obscenities, but the man does not seem to does not as so much glance in your general direction. Okay. You suspect this door leads outside, but how to open it? Can I just walk through it? And here we are, Elpis.
おや、あなたは直接いらっしゃるのは珍しいですね。何かご用事ですか?
Well, well, how rare to receive you in person. To what do we owe the honor?
ちょっとね。しばらく滞在させてもらうけど、問題ないかな。
We'll just a few odd tasks. We'll be here a while.
ええ、もちろん。通例通り、外からの来客者だとわかるよう、仮面は外していただきたいですが。
Welcome to stay as long as you see fit, of course. As a matter of procedure, however, I must ask that you kindly remove your masks.
身元など仮面をつけたままでもすぐわかるだろうに。
Come now, is this truly necessary? Surely you can tell who we are.
まあ、君の場合はね。だけど、規則には従ってあげないと、彼らが困っちゃうよ。
Who you are, perhaps, but I'm far less infamous. Regardless, if we do not follow protocol, 'tis our host who would be held accountable. So please, do favor us with your handsome face. Mid-sulk? Oh wait, it's Elidibus, right?
これでいいな。
Satisfied?
ご協力ありがとうございます。どうぞお進みください。
Thank you for your cooperation. You're free to go about your business. By the by, you see it too, yes?
見えてない。私には何も見えてない。
Heaven the foggy is what you're talking about.
そんなわけないでしょ?
That's odd.
ほら、薄くてちょっとわかりにくいけど、魂の色がアゼムとすごくよく似てる。
Azem again. It's right here, a bit thin in the ether, but there's no mistaking it. The color of its soul is almost identical to Azem's.
もしかして彼が作ったものかな。使い魔だとしたら魂持ちなんて珍しいね。
Do you suppose he created it? Rather unusual for a familiar to have a soul, though.
知るか。あいつ関連なら厄介だ。似て異なるものならさらに厄介だ。
Don't ask me, all I know is that it's trouble. Doubly so if it's his spitting image.
結論、関わらないに限る。さあ、行くぞ。
So let's leave it be. Come now. It's trying to say something, but it's literally too intangible to form words. Why don't you give it some ether? Spare a snifter of your bounteous reserves? Who do you take me for? Why, dear friend, of course, one who wouldn't let acts of kindness, such as my accompanying him on errands to far-flung outposts, go unrewarded. I suggest you close your eyes, or this may be unpleasant. You may open your eyes. What? I'm as tall as them now? What? Oh, you even adjusted its size. So I really don't remember the masks. So this is it. I don't know this mask. To better indulge your whim, this way it'll be easier to communicate. How very thoughtful of you, and may I applaud your artful reinforcement? Oh. Oh. Does his mask have these patterns? Because this looks pretty much like the generic mask. Without further ado, then greetings. I'm Hypolodus, Chief of Bureau of the Architect. Talking beside me is the honored Emmett Selk of the Convocation of 14. And how might we address you, my friend? By name, and I'm pleased to see you understand our words. Actually, yeah. Didn't they speak in another language? So tell us whence you have come. Whence have you come? The thinness of your essence suggests you weren't created here. Well, you see, I come from the future. You do not know or cannot say. Allow me to ask a different question then. Right, I can't change the past. What brings you here? I seek a man named Hermes.
驚いた。私たちと同じだなんて。
I don't know, the same as us.
やっぱりアゼムの使い魔なんじゃない？本当
Right.
は一緒に来たかったとか。
Perhaps Azem wished to come too, but had to settle for a familiar?
もしそうだったら自力で乗り込んでくるだろう、あいつの場合。
If he truly wished to be here, then he would be.
おっしゃる通りで。
Right you are.
失礼したね。私たちは魂の色が見えるんだけど、君のそれが友人の色によく似ていてさ。
Apologies if we've given offense. The two of us can discern the color of souls, you see, and yours happen to resemble that of a friend.
加えて目的まで一緒だったものだから早合点してしまったんだ。
And with your purpose matching our own besides, we jump to a hasty conclusion.
私たちはここの所長であるヘルメスと話をしに来た。加えて彼の働きぶりを知るためエルピスを見学したいんだ。
This Pigly Firmus, the chief overseer of this facility, which we also intend to tour in order to gain a greater insight into this man's work.
厳密にはそれはエメトセルクの目的で、私はただの案内役なんだけど、仕事上ここには何度か来たことがあるからね。
We, I say, though this is Emmett Selk's charge, I'm here only to serve as his guide.
ということで、よかったら君も一緒に来ないかい？勘違いのお詫びに案内するよ。
And I should be happy to serve as yours as well, by way of an apology for the misunderstanding.
おい、そんな素性も得体も知れないものを公務に連れて行けるわけがないだろう。
Are you suggesting that we bring it along on official business, this thing we know next to nothing about?
いいじゃない。怪しいと思うなら余計にそばに置いて見ておかないと。
If you harbor suspicions, better to keep it close than leave it to its own devices, wouldn't you agree?
それに不思議な生き物を連れているなんてここじゃむしろ当たり前さ。
Am I an Amarot? No, I doubt it.
ようこそ創造生物たちの実験場、空の果てのエルプスへ。
Sea of Clouds? Wait, this is an area I get to... Oh my god, are you serious? I get to time travel? Idling?
この気配。
This presence. Oh, when she said the promise we made, it was literally us. Oh.
地上から誰か来たみたい。
Oh, shit. Wow. Wow. I never expected when she met us on boat to tell us. I thought it was a past life, or when we were on Sunder. Premise. Visitors. We have visitors. What secrets are you hiding, I wonder? This is hardly my first time here, but the scenery never fails to take my breath away. Well, it feels as if you could reach out and touch the heavens. I really never expected, like, when they said do time travel, I just expected to watch some cutscenes. I never expected it to be a zone that I can visit. Now then, to begin our guided tour. Perhaps you already know these things, but for the sake of thoroughness, I shall start with the basics. Using concepts to give shape to ether, creation magics allow us to bring forth anything we desire, be it inanimate objects or living things. Anyone may conceive of concepts, but they must all undergo evaluation at the Bureau of Architect. As part of the process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to Elpis for an in-depth observation and study. A fascinating facility, isn't it? I dare say you enjoy touring it with us. How big is the— oh god, Jesus. Ether currents. Mystery present. Now then, our friend Hermes, aside from overseeing the facility, he also conducts his own research. Chances are he'll be at the main observation hub, so let us seek him out there first. Attired as you are, however, you stand out a little too much. Our dear Emmett Silk wishes to keep a low profile for his errand, so do you know how to make a rope? The basic concept will do. I cannot create stuff. No, in that case, Emmett Silk. No, your whim, your responsibility. Your whim, your responsibility. You're getting not another thimble of ether out of me. The way he scrimps sometimes, you'd think he wasn't a nigh bottomless fond of magic. Very well, I should make the rope, but perhaps you can assist. Come, let us search for the requisite material. You're gonna make me the ugly rope. Oh my god. Oh my god. Whew. What the heck is that? Yes, these creatures should suffice. An etheric rope. I want you to use it to capture, shall we say, 2 petalodai. There are 3 species here. I believe any 2 different kinds should serve. Now that I mentioned that the strength of the rope is tight, no pun intended, to the strength of its user. As your ether is still thin compared to ours, you'll need to weaken the petalodai first. Good luck. Sure. Sure, why not? Oh god, oh man. God damn, that button is useful. No, I pulled something. You know what, screw you. You got the Petalodai? Come, let us see. Yes, these fine fellows will do nicely. And now for a spotter reversion. There, it's ready. Nothing fancy, but then we're trying not to stand out, try it on for size. Will someone be angry with us for using those living creatures? Oh, it's fine. There's no one around to tell us off, and besides, we can always make more Petalodai. Don't need a tiny amount of ether. It may take some effort to get the form and composition right, but anyone familiar with the concept should be able to manage. Well, and good to disguise and educated, but it won't fool anyone who can see it or see worth a damn. Fair point, but at the very least, it should spare you unwanted attention from casual observers. Emmett South speaks truth. Even dressed like us, your unusual nature will be plain to those who think to look. Should someone question your presence, don't make up excuses, much less try to explain what you actually are. No, best to simply say that you're a familiar. The question is whose? Ah, of course, Azim's. If you say you belong to him, people will give you the benefit of the doubt for any and all outlandish behavior. Exploiting our associate's absence? For lack of his presence, absolutely. Were he here, he'll have been the first to propose the idea, and you know it. That your story is settled. Let's continue with our errand. I'm guessing I don't have to wear it. It's raining, it's pouring. Let's go to the pendants. Let's retire to the room. And what the heck are you doing here? And for an item. Guess I can't. There we go. What's this? Focus robe. Yes. Hands. Hands. It's not hands. Really? This room. Right, oh. Well, I don't have this. Yeah, it's alright. Commander. Well, let's hide the weapon, I guess. Docile gate. Yes, let me in. Oh. Well, I'm gonna need to glam my tank attire as well. Hypothesis is ready to continue on if you are. If you're ready, let us continue along the path to Anagnosis. No idea how to say that. The place serves as an observation hut and residence bow. Someone there should be able to point us in the direction of Hermes. That nice. Yes, can I help you? We wish to speak with Chief Hermes. Do you know where we might find him? Well now, by your mass, I assume you're one of the 14. I wasn't aware there was to be a visitation. Between you and us, it's something of a surprise. Your discretion in the matter would be appreciated. I see. My lips are sealed. The chief should be out conducting observations as usual. His focus of late has been aquatic creatures, so I expect you will find him by the pools here. The pools, to say. Many thanks and apologies for disrupting your work. Say, Hypodus, well, you've never met Hermes. I know you know him well. Well, I've never met Hermes. You know him well, do you not? That being the case, couldn't you simply find him by his ether? Aye, that I could. As you know, MSL can discern the color of souls. By the same token, we can also see ether quite keenly, and from great distances. With this skill, I could readily locate Hermes, but I felt that would be a waste of an opportunity. We're here to perform an assessment. After all, by searching the ordinary way, we stand to gain insight into Elpis and the man in charge of it. This is as much for your own enjoyment like as not, but point taken. If you're gonna accompany us, make yourself useful and help us look for Hermes. According to his profile, he has short dark hair. So you know it's because we're in Elpis that we don't have our cowls up. A special exemption due to the need to be aware of dangerous creatures. Elsewhere, we do not exhibit our individuality. It's unseemly. This is all common sense. But I would not assume you possess any. It's a rare treat indeed to be able to search for someone by their appearance, and I thank you for humoring me. Come, let's find our man. There he is. But I'm more interested in the ether crystal. Who doesn't change? You are.
あなたみんなと違う。仲間もしかして私たちだから仲良く待ってね。こんにちは。こんにちは。聞こえますか？私はあなたに敵対するものじゃありません。あなたの音を聞き、思いを感じ、考えを知りたいのです。どうか仲良くしてくれませんか？仲良くしませんか？
Sure.
ああ、見つけられたんだね。
I see you found him.
ヒトロダイウスか。会うのは久しぶりだ。
Hello days. It's been a while. Too long, I think.
そうだね。職場同士はしょっちゅう連絡し合ってるけど、今日は君に会いたいって人たちを連れてきたんだ。
Too long indeed for close collaborators. On this blessed occasion, I bring not only myself, but others who long to speak with you. You're of the convocation.
エメトセルクだ。お前が所長のヘルメスで間違いないな。
Emmett Selk at your service. Do I have the honor of addressing Hermes, Chief Overseer of Elpis? You do. You've traveled far for it.
まあな。だが、エルピスの用途を思えば仕方のないことだ。こいつに案内役を頼む羽目になったのは不本意だがな。
Given your facility's purpose, its remote location is something of a necessity. With that, I didn't have to rely upon a guide.
失礼しちゃうな。私はいつだって善良な友人だというのに。
You wound me. Have I not ever been an attentive and helpful friend?
それからこちらがさっきプロピュライオンで拾った。
But moving along to more agreeable company, just one with chance to... You're so excited.
なんだか懐かれてるね。そっちの青い子はヘルメスの使い魔かい？
Well, you certainly have her attention. Is she one of yours, Hermes?
彼女はメーティオンという流星を意味する名だ。
The name is Meteon. It means shooting star.
へえ、随分と構成するエーテルが薄いんだね。これだとあまりに脆い気がするけれど。
If I may make an observation, her ether is terribly thin. I fear she might dissipate at any moment.
創造物管理局にも届け出てないでしょう。イデアを見た覚えがないや。
Nor do I believe you made a submission to the Bureau. I would remember such a concept if you had.
彼女は自分の個人的な研究のために創造した。けれどまだ成果を得ていない段階だ。
You haven't, as you say. I judged it too early. She's a pet project of mine, still undergoing preliminary testing.
だから申請できていないが、いずれは伺うつもりでいる。その時はよろしく頼む。
But rest assured that I will attend in person before long.
了解。確かに君はここの所長であると同時に飛行生物創造の第一人者だからね。こだわりもあるんだろう。
Very well. Being an authority on flying life forms, I appreciate that you're exacting in your work.
申請、のんびりお待ちしているよ。
I shall look forward to your submission.
それも結構なことだが、こちらも仕事の話がある。
If we have finished with the perfunctory chit-chat, I will discuss official matters.
私が来た時点で、おおむね察しているだろうかな。
By my coming, I trust you already anticipate the subject.
承知した。ひとまず奥の館で待っていてくれ。
I have an inkling. Yes. This way at the main building yonder.
自分も観察対象たちを造物院に返したら、
I shall join you as I return these creatures to their homes.
ヘルメス、どうした？
What's wrong, Hermes?
アンビストマが一匹足りない。
An ambystoma is missing.
その子たちと同じエーテルなら、あっちの方向、敷地の外にいるみたいだね。それも木の上だ。
I may have found it. A creature with the self-same ether as those there, nestled in the boughs of a tree outside the grounds.
木に登ったのかあの手足で
The saying they can climb with their sorry excuses for limbs?
ミトロインが空を泳ぐ魚を作ってから水生生物に浮遊能力をつけるのが流行っている。
The fashion has been to imbue aquatic creatures with the power of flight, ever since the words of Metron created a sky-swimming fish.
アンビストマもわずかに頑張れば木くらい登れる。だが降りられないのかもしれない。
The Ambistomas too can fly, if only slightly, and they could conceivably climb a tree. Whether they can come down safely, however, excuse me.
どうするんだ残りのこいつらは
And what are we supposed to do with this lot?
ここは手分けをするとしようか。
May I suggest we split up?
すまないけれどヘルメスを追って手伝ってあげてくれるかい？残りのアンビストマは私とエメトセルクで見ているよ。
If you'd be so kind to assist Hermes, Emmett Selk and I shall keep an eye on these adorable creations in the meantime. It seems Hermes and Meteon have found their quarry, a creature known in this age as the Ambistoma. Yet though it has been safely extricated from the tree, Hermes appears to have found himself in quite the predicament. The Ambistoma, Hermes saw it climb up the tree, high up the tree. He climbed up to get it, but it jumped on him, and he slipped. Do you need a hand? Oh, I just... No, I'm fine. If a little embarrassed. Now for your own safety, please stand back. Ugh. Hermes, are you alright? Quite alright, yes. Apologies for making you worry, Meteon. Both you and, Ken Highway, you're called an intriguing name, somehow reminiscent of a new creation. Thank you for coming after me. As for you, little one, you must be more careful. You may be able to fly, but it doesn't mean you cannot fall and hurt yourself. Oh no, I've forgotten all about its fellows. Don't worry. Truly, what a relief. I must take Emmett Selk and Hythlo this when I return to them. But first, with the distractions out of the way, as Chief Overseer of Elpis, for me to welcome you to our facility, I hope you enjoy your time here. Alright, it's time to switch. What? Having found the wayward ambystoma, Hermes is a picture of relief. Well, we must keep the others waiting. Let us return to Anagnorisis. Actually, maybe I could have changed it. Is it town or sanctuary? I don't know. Anyway, boom, boom, boom. Hide the weapon. Boom. Okay. Let's go back. I decided to open a shop to keep my little creation fed. My wondrous wares can be yours for the right amount of bi-color gemstones. Eh. Let's grab it. Hmm. There it is. Apologies for the trouble. Owing to your kind insistence, all the ambistomas are safe and well. I'll presently send them back to their space. If you will go on head to the main building. Upon entering, you'll see a table and chairs, a meeting area. We may speak there. Very well. Take care not to let the creatures slip away again. Wait, did you dye it white? Okay.
ヘルメスに指定されたのはここで間違いなさそうだな。
This appears to be the place.
だがお前はダメだ。同席はさせられない。
And here is where we part our
やまし
ways.
い話じゃないが、人の今後を左右する大事な話だ。どこから来たのかも言えないような奴に聞かせられるものか。
We will not be discussing highly sensitive. Blah, 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 blah. We will be discussing highly sensitive affairs. Only a select few may be privy to such knowledge, and that does not include someone who cannot or will not divulge their origin. Well, no, you're not. I mean, I will. I know what you're going to talk about anyway. Doesn't matter to me.
なんだ、食ってかかる気か？
What? Will I have to remove you by force? I have important things to say to him as well.
それはヘルメスとだろう。私の要件が終わった後にいくらでも話すがいいさ。
Yes, I'm sure your business with Hermes is quite pressing. You may speak with him to your heart's content after ours is concluded.
自分は彼に同席してもらっても構わない。
I do not object to his attendance.
ヘルメス。だが、こいつは
Hermes, this is highly irregular.
メーティオンに気に入られた存在だということは、自分にとってどんな言葉で論じられるよりも信用に値する。
Perhaps, but I believe he can be trusted. Meteon would not have taken to him so quickly otherwise.
それに、第三者がいてくれた方が冷静でいられそうだ。
Moreover, the presence of a third party may help me to maintain composure.
わかった。お前の意見を尊重しよう。
As you wish, then.
静かに聞いているんだぞ。
Behave yourself, do you hear? I'm a good boy. Don't you worry.
それで、話というのは、やはり。
So it's finally happened then.
ああ。ファダニエルが座を降りることを決めた。公認としてお前を推挙している。
Yeah, I knew it. Fandaniel has declared his intention to step down and named you as his preferred successor.
14人委員会としても、お前の実績と深い知識を買って、その提案を受ける方向で動いている。
In recognition of your knowledge and your works, the convocation is giving the recommendation due consideration.
私がここに来たのは、公正な目で近況を確認するため。
As one who does not know you personally, I am to use my impartial eye to take your measure.
そして何より、お前自身の意思を問うためだ。
And above all else, to ascertain your disposition towards the invitation.
現ファダニエルも、もともとはここの所長だ。公私ともに、お前と親交があったと聞く。
I understand that you and Fandaniel are close. He himself was once chief overseer of Alpis after
座
all.
を譲りたいという旨も、何度か話をしていたそうじゃないか。だから予測がついていたんだろう。
I should not be surprised if he knew before anyone else that he wished to relinquish his office.
そうだ。私がなすべき仕事を終えるときには、お前を襲おうと、あの方は何かにつけておっしゃっていた。
I did. He told me that when he fulfilled his purpose, he wished to pass the torch to me.
とてもじゃないが、喜んでいるようには見えないな。それほど14人委員会の名を背負うのが嫌か。
A torch you seem none too pleased to accept. Are you so averse to serving on the convocation?
いや、そうじゃない。
No, it's not
委
that.
員会に推挙し
What
て
the
もらえ
heck?
たことは光栄に思う。研究ばかりの自分には過ぎるほどの申し出だ。
For a humble researcher like myself to even be considered is an honor beyond words.
だが、現ファダニエルが座を降りようとしていること、それそのものが割り切れない。
No, what troubles me, what I struggle to come to terms with, is the very fact that Fandano is stepping down.
彼は星に帰るのだろうか。
Does this not mean that he will return to the star?
そのつもりだとは聞いている。過去に14人委員会に属した者もほとんどが退任とともに帰っているしな。
Of his own volition? Yes, like so many others have before him.
星に帰るは死ぬのこと？
Return to the star? Does that mean die?
おや、珍しいね。エルピスではそう呼ぶ方が主流なのかい？その言葉を使う人はめったにいないと思っていたけれど。
Well, no, that's not a word I hear often. Is that what you say here in Elpis?
我らは星の意志であり、細胞である。この命こそが星に流るる血の一滴。己神のごとく星を育め。
Mankind is the life of Aetherus, each of us a drop of blood flowing through its veins, bearing sustenance.
私たち人の役割だよ。星を良くすることで、そこに生きるすべてのものが幸せでいられるようにするわけだね。
In our finite time upon it, it is our duty to make it a better place, that all who call it home and in future may abide in happiness.
みんなそのために知り、考え、作り出してきた。おかげで原初の頃は荒々しかったという星は、これほどまでに穏やかに優しいものになった。
To that end, we have dedicated ourselves to the pursuit of enlightened creation, and by our efforts do we transform this once untamed wildness into the peaceful paradise you enjoy today.
星に帰るというのは、そうして星を育んだものにこそ与えられる選択肢だ。
To return to the star whence we came is a privilege afforded to we who have so loved and nurtured it.
大いに生き、己のやるべきことを果たしたと思ったときに、人々はそれを選ぶ。
For is embraced by those who have lived their lives to the fullest in service to our world.
最後の瞬間はいつだって、それは美しいものさ。
And when they depart upon this journey, it is beautiful, always.
14人委員会に加わった者とて、その流れからは逸脱しない。ここで存分に役目を果たせたら、まさしく帰るにふさわしいと多くの者は考える。
The 14 are no exception. Disbelieve no occasion is more felicitous than the fulfillment of one's duty.
私たちの座は、ついた者にとって名数と同義だ。ごく一部の例外を除いてな。
Our office becomes our lives, and to retire is to return. Also, the majority of us hold. Some few have elected to eschew custom.
ファダニエルが帰るのを認められないのは、彼の功績がそれに値しないと考えているからか？
Mayhap you feel Van Daniel's deeds do not warrant his
知
return?
らないわけはないと思うが、あの御人は多くの素晴らしいイデアを生み出した。
Yet you should know his accomplishments as well as any. During his time, he conceived of countless outstanding concepts.
こと新たな動物を作ることにかけてはな、エルピスでの経験を生かし、いくつもの種を生み出したものだ。
And channeling the wealth of experience he obtained here in Elpis, he brought forth many new specimens.
もちろん、それはよくわかっている。自分は、ただ、
I know all of this, I do.
あれほど偉大で、命を知る人であっても、やはりそうして終わりを選ぶのか、と。
It's just, I cannot fathom why someone so great and wise, who could still do so much good, would want to end it all.
父がいない。こちらの動揺が彼女にまで伝わってしまったようだ。
Oh no, I made her
宝
upset.
石を進めておいてすまないが、少しの間、彼女を連れ出してやってはくれないか。気分転換をした方がいい。
Forgive me, I know I requested your presence. Might I trouble you to take Meteon outside? Change of scenery would do her good. Sorry, Kane, I didn't mean a walk. Perhaps we can go for a walk? Miss gets sad when he thinks about death. When others are sad, I'm sad too. That's how I am. How he made me. But don't worry, I'm fine now. So why did you come here? So you're either the flower, or you're the cause of the whole thing. So why did you come here? Want to learn about Elpis and Hermes? Ooh, teach you, I can teach you. We could take turns. I'll tell you something, then you tell me something. Sure, why not? Then it's settled. Where does that? Ah, yes. Let's talk to Memnon. He should be near the Etherite. I'm not good at explaining what Memnon is, so I have him explain instead. Okay. Can you jump? Oh, you can. Nice. The Etherite. Anyone can use it to teleport anywhere. Well, maybe not anywhere. Not to the ground or other isles. For that, you need teleporters. Oh, and permission. And what have we here? Do you look like a person? Your ether is quite thin. I assume you're familiar with like Meteon? Is there something you need? This is Kane. Could you teach him about Elpis? Ah, newly arrived familiar, is he? Very well, I shall be glad to introduce our fair facility to him. As you know, it is mankind's duty to make the star a better place. As part of this duty, we employ creation magics to bring forth new life. However, we cannot simply release our works into the world, for it would lead to chaos. No, and all life forms must undergo extensive testing to determine their fitness to exist. Testing which is conducted here in Elpis. Every candidate is subject to rigorous study, in which we identify their properties, surmise what habitats might be suitable, and speculate as to the effects that they may have on the environment and other species. Should it be judged beneficial addition to the star, it will be allowed to take its place in the world. The two of you two were created with the hope of making the star a better place, so heed your master as well and be good. Do you hear? We will, Memnon, we will. Thanks for the lesson. You had a turn, now I get a turn. Where did you come from? From a place far, far away. Then I probably don't know it. I don't know much about other places. But this place is important to you, I can feel it. Oh, my power, I haven't told you about it. A creation, let's find creation. One not being watched, and I explain my power. It's you again. The heck? Oh, this creation is perfect. I don't remember seeing it before. Perhaps it's new? Anyway, I'll try reading its mind. That's my power. I can't read it, or maybe there's nothing to read? Wait, please wait, I'll try again, with you this time. Oh, that's kinda bad. Greetings, can you hear me? This is my power. I can read the emotions of those around me and project my emotions to others in return. I'm not actually speaking to you in your mind, rather you're converting my emotions into words and intention. A process performed subconsciously by intelligent life forms. This ability is vital to my mission, for it allows me to interact with intelligent beings even should they communicate via unknown languages or nonverbal means. As a consequence, I'm clumsy at speaking. Yet though I struggle to express myself in this fashion, Hermes wants me to speak as much as possible. For everyone has thoughts and feelings that they may wish to hide. I harbor an affection for you, one that is difficult to define. Aside from the fact that you share common traits with us, your thoughts are complex, prismatic. They draw me in and leave me wanting to know more. Out of respect for your privacy, I'll refrain from using my powers when speaking with you. Nevertheless, I want you to know that I wish to be your friend. Did you hear me? Hehe, good. That's my turn again. So what are you good at? I'm good at playing. Playing? I'm not sure what that means. Hermes says let's play, but then he goes for a walk, or looks at creations. It's fun, but no different from work. I think we might be bothering it. Let's keep going. We'll go see Yunte next. She's usually in a small building, one to the west now. Oh. No, not this one. Well, if it isn't Meteon. I see you brought a friend today. Greetings, Yunde. An apple. Could you make an apple? The kind Hermes likes, covered in syrup. I want to share it with Kane. Oh, a candied apple? Hermes is certainly partial to them, but you know you can't eat Meteon. You weren't made to do so. But I like it too. It may seem that way, but it's due to your ability to share others' feelings. You've taken Hermes' likes for your own. In any case, I can't prepare an apple right now, but I'll bring one for Hermes soon, I promise. I'm sorry, Kane, I wanted to show you my favorite thing. Then I could ask about yours, but I failed. Well, I can just tell you. Oh, that's what you like? Yes, I can feel it. Your joy and happiness. And it makes me feel happy too. Thanks for sharing it with me, Kane. Well, we walk and talk a lot. Maybe Hermes has finished talking too. Shall we go and see? She's definitely an integral part of the story. Like, she senses emotions just like the flowers. Why is she not? Why is Hermes? I'm just wondering if Hermes is worried about her being upset for like more than one reason. There you are. I can see the fresh air has done Meteon good. He wanted to learn about you and Elpis, so I taught him. About this place, about my power, about your favorite food. I'm not sure if the last one will be of any use, but I do appreciate your keeping Meteon company. While you're away, I finished speaking with our guests. Guests? Finished? Hardly. You requested time to consider the invitation, so we have no choice but to occupy ourselves with an inspection of your work. My apologies. It has been decided that Emma Silk and Hyphlodus will accompany me as I tend to my duties. If you wish to learn more, perhaps you would like to come too? I'm compelled to remind you that he is in no way associated with the convocation. We simply chanced to meet at Propylaeon. There is no guarantee that the matters we discuss will remain private. I do not mind to see the joy his presence brings Meteon. I cannot imagine our mysterious friend harbors malicious intent. Ken is kind, really, truly. He taught me as much as I taught him. You're coming, of course, to watch Hermes. You're bound to learn lots and lots. I'm so scared. It's gonna be a tragedy, I know it. Let's open this up. Wait, what? Composure regained. Hermes is ready to return to his duties. If everyone's ready, there are a few creations I need to check on. First, we shall return to the spot where we found our wayward ambystoma. Have care when you step outside the hub, for there may be more unruly creatures about. Canis Brimbon. Quests. Boo, didn't change clothes. Boo. Kate Sith? Does that mean this is... I forgot her name. Oh my god. Oh my god. Cesare, right? That's her name? Cesare? La 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 la. F14. High Void Mage Black, Cesare? I need a screenshot. Okay. This here is a new species of Petaloda we recently set loose. It has been doing very well, managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. If it can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it onto the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? It is the presence of a soul, yet the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in those beings whose forms adhere to the laws of creation that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill these requirements, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomena, do not have souls. No matter how much it might resemble flora and fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living. The domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. Come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I received a report that arcane entities have gathered there. $300 east, so it's like here. It's like there. Ah yes, lightning pneuma, just as the report said. Although we call this structure a beacon due to its form, it's in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now the element is lightning, which draws the pneuma here to replenish their ether. Appears Meteon is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the pneuma? Feed. Okay. By using this lightning converger, you can harness ambient lightning and focus it into a ball. A veritable feast for our dazzling friends. Go on, give it a try. Perfectly done, Kane. Look! Seeing how they gather to feed, how they express themselves through the action despite their lack of words. Speech is not the sole thing of defining characteristics of thinking, feeling creature. Nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it a soulless arcane entity such as a pneuma, or an ephemeral life form such as a petaloda, all seek to perpetuate their existence, to survive. Is Meteon a living being? A good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of Architect to pass judgment. Those with exceptional vision, such as Hypolodos, may be able to ascertain her true nature, but to me it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know. Oh, you finished already? I'm sorry I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They miss nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next, we'll head east to the Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there. Wait, actually, now that I think about it, WoW's 9.2 brought them to, what is it, Zareth? What? I forgot. Whatever it is called. And it's progenitors. And this is very similar. Floating rocks, yay. A Gobu, okay. Southeast. There it is. Amazing, is it not? The Ampulos, one of our newest subjects. So how are we coming along? This place is Elpis. Those flowers, Elpis. And Helechi like me. They are a product of Elpis and so named for their birthplace. A woman. A happy accident born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they're seldom seen in any hue save purest white. Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this? Huh. So, Akasa, what do you call it in here? In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity. vicinity and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
アーカー社はラザハン式の錬金術に存在する概念で、目には見えない力の一つよ。思いが動かす力なんて言われてるんだ。
アーカー社、その呼び名には心当たりがないが、話を聞くに同じものを指しているように思う。
Because, though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy.
自分たちはその力をデュナミスと呼んでいる。
Dynamis would call it.
そしてエルピスの花のようにデュナミスを操ることができる存在。
And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena. So what happened to us? How did we come to have the ability to interact with the said energy?
思いを自在に現象へと変えられる存在をエンテレケイヤと呼ぶ。
Are entelechies. Are we entelechies?
私もエンテレケイヤ。
That's me, an entelechi.
ああ、その子は世界で最初の意志を持つ
Wait.
エンテレケイヤなんだ。
Are we all entelechies? Is that why? That you are, my friend, my dear, and no ordinary one at that. But the first possessed of free will.
待て待て。エーテルとは異なる力、デュナミスだと。
Wait, a form of energy other than ether?
そ
Dynamis?
んなもの、私ですら初めて聞くが。
Heard of no such thing. I've never heard of such thing.
無理からぬことだ。まずデュナミスは人に見えないし感じ取れもしない。
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt.
理論上は長らくあるに違いないとされていたが、エルピスの花が偶然想像されるまでは存在を実証することさえできていなかった。
And though its existence has long been theorized, we have no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation.
次にデュナミスはエーテルと比べてずっと弱い力だ。普通の状態ではエーテルに押し負けかき消されてしまう。
What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter.
だから自分たちのように多量のエーテルを有し、何につけてもエーテルを活用する生物はデュナミスを使う必要がない。
So, does that mean those people, the Dynamis, overcome the ether in them? Wait, hold on. Final days started when when a certain place starts to lack ether. So, in turn, Dynamis / Akasa gets stronger. Then, is that why? That's my guess.
まさにあってない存在だ。ごく一部の研究者にしか知られていないのもうなずけるだろう。
This is a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
なるほどな。しかし、だとしたらどうしてお前はエンテレケイアを、メーティウムを生み出した？
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Meteon?
アーテリスはエーテルが特別に濃い星だ。それこそ名の由来になるほどに。
Star Aetheris is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it.
だが宇宙全体で見れば、計算上すべての質量とエネルギーの 68.3% をデュナミスが占めると考えられている。
However, when we consider all energy in existence here in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%.
エーテルとは比べ物にならないほど大きいんだ。それを自在に操れるとしたら、
The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. But how would you measure the energies of the universe?
ゆるく流れる水では石を浮かですとも、滝のように勢いをつければ岩をも削っていくように、デュナミスがエーテルに勝る力になるかもしれない。
It's not unlikely a gently flowing stream unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue this stream with the vigor of a raging river... Actually, come to think of it, they said the creation magic went out of control. It's ether, right? It's why, right?
とは言ったものの、実のところ自分はそんな大それた目的を持っているわけじゃない。
Not that I have such great ambitions.
天を、宇宙を飛ぶものを作りたかった。
Nay, I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. Wait, are you the progenitor of dragons?
そのために生涯では補給しにくくなるエーテルではなく、別の力を利用できるようにしてはどうかと考えたんだ。
The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern, and so I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
ああ、だからその子は極端にエーテルが薄かったのか。
No wonder ether is so thin. Precisely.
あなたも薄いと感じる。だからエンテレゲイアの仲間と思った。
Yours is thin too, like an enteleki like me.
違う？
So are we the same, entelekis? This is what Omega has always said. Well, I've been known to transcend my limits.
それは単なる火事場のバカ力じゃないか？
It sounds more akin to the desperate flailings of a wild beast when facing imminent death.
エーテルが薄ければ テレケアになるというわけじゃない。だが、デュナミスに干渉しやすくなるのは確かだろう。
The deficit of ether alone does not make an Endwalker. Does not an Endwalker make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis.
それが思いもよらぬ勝利や逆転につながるかもしれない。君の特性として大切にするといい。
Unlimited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You'd do well not to underestimate it.
ああ、待たせたままになっていた。まだいくつか確認したいことがあるから済ませてくれ。
Oh dear, I had forgotten about the poor fellow. You must excuse me a moment while I go verify a few more things. I haven't leveled. Right there. And itself appears to be deep in thought. Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it even if we knew, but it irks me to discover that there's an entirely different form of energy and no one told me. That personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive. Given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in the Celestial, he'll be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is, I still can't understand his hesitation. Why did you join the convocation? Oh, you should wish to know why MXL was chosen for the convocation? I should be glad to share the tale. Ahem, begin when... Not another word. Unless you've forgotten, we're to learn about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern. Apologies for the wait. I've inspected the Ampulos to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature, and I dare say it won't be long before he is released onto the world. Another creation, however, reportedly isn't faring so well. The Charybdis. This is what we shall tend to next. You would follow me, my friends? We shall return to the main Nile in Hidden. I understand there's a problem with one of the Charybdis. Yes, that's right. As you know, the Charybdis is based on a sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind, it is capable of flight. The specimens created from the concept could all fly without issue, but a problem arose in subsequent generations. A third generation creature was born with an etheric balance leaning strongly towards water, its aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem. The result being its affinity to wind is diminished and it cannot fly. No matter what we try, we can't get it to rise even the slightest bit. For such change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they are too unstable, flawed. With your permission, I will revert the creatures and recommend to the Bureau that the concept be revised. With its deteriorating balance leaning towards water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. It is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed it at first, it may simply have developed a fear. I should transform and fly with it, helping it to manipulate wind until it finds its wings. What? You needn't go to such lengths. You don't know? But of course not. Transformation is an art in which one manipulates a vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Yet convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, as uncouth and unseeming as running around about robeless, shameless. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of that sort, it's just that when transformed I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them to do all in our power. Be that as it may. Yes, I believe I have a solution. Self, may I trouble you to move that Charybdis away from its fellows, somewhere out of sight? Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes committed an indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. I trust you don't mind? Metself is out of sight. Good, let's speak of the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really. We have Metself train the Charybdis. Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see ether currents. And with his adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. He is indeed capable of all you describe. It is not his duty. I'm loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it will also be for his own sake. With that settled, let's begin at once. Kane, I want you to go to Emmet tell him you have a favor to ask. He'll be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent. Off you go now and good luck. Emmet I've come to bargain. Oh my god, he went so far away. Oh no you don't, I'm not lifting a finger. I don't know what Hyvotos is up to, and I will not be made to know. I refuse. If Hyvotos is to believe, relentless insistence may serve to wear down the ever-wary end itself. Please, Emetso.
だから私に言われてもだな。
No, no, no. You're not foisting this nonsense on me.
君ならばそのカリブディスが飛ぶのを助けてくれる。必ずそうしてくれるはずだと聞いた。
Given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis and should be quite willing to do so.
偉大なるエメトセルクよ、どうか頼む。その子に飛び方を教えてやってくれ。
And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emetso. Please teach it to fly.
じゃないとヘルメス、今からここで大胆に変身する。
Or else Hermes will transform right now.
おやおや、こうなったら手を貸してあげた方が早いと思うな。
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
何がおやおやだ。仕組んだのはお前だろ。
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
そんな人聞きの悪い。私はただそういう素晴らしい選択肢もあるって提示をしたまでさ。
Nothing so devious, I merely suggested a possible course of action.
お願い、エメトセルク。
Please, Emetso, please.
私は手伝いのために来たんじゃない。それだけはよくよく覚えておけよ。
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd like to thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last.
おい、地上からカリブディスを飛ばすのはお前がやれ。私が力を貸すのは空中での補助だけだ。
Aided once it has taken to the air, it falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
それじゃあ私たちはこの辺りから見物していようか。
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we?
さっきの質問だけど、ほら、エメトセル君がなぜ14人委員会に入ったのかって話。
You're wondering why Emetso joined the convocation.
実は最初に14人委員会への誘いを受けたのは彼じゃなく私だったんだ。エーテルを見る目を買われてね。
Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was unrestrained by my ability to see ether.
でも私は断った。確かに見ることにかけては人並み以上だけれど、あくまでも見るだけだ。
But I declined the offer, for though my vision is exceptional, I'm pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse, even.
エーテルを操作する方はどちらかというと下手な部類なのさ。実際転身もできないしね。
Quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had the mind to do so.
見て知ることができても結果に対応する術がなくちゃ仕方ないだろう。
What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it?
その点エメトセルクは完璧だ。エーテルが見えるだけじゃなく、それを自在に引き寄せて強大な魔法を使うことができる。
And Selk has no such shortcomings. He excels at vision and manipulation, both. The latter to an extraordinary degree.
あれほど偉大な魔導士を 私は他に知らないよ。
If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them.
だから私は彼を推したんだけど、彼を推薦する声は他にもたくさん届いていたんだ。それも世界中からね。
Thus they recommend him for the office in my stead, and I wasn't the only one. Far from it.
なんでも以前彼に手を貸してもらった人たちが、彼の実力は確かなものだって声を上げたらしい。
Countless others vouch for his skill and character, people the world over to whom he had previously lent a helping hand.
当人は驚いたんじゃないかな。彼としては人助けをしてたつもりなんてこれっぽっちもなかったようだからね。
Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone, honest to a fault.
私とエメトセルクにはもう一人仲のいい友人がいるんだ。
He deserved every bit of acclaim he received, yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend.
それがまあなんというか面白い人でね。やらなくてもいいことにいちいち首を突っ込んであわや大惨事みたいなことが常で。
A singular soul who can't help but involve himself in the business of others. Where he walks, excitement is
エ
certain
メ
to
トセル
follow.
クは呆れてばかりだけど、まあ心配もしているわけさ。
His antics irritate himself to no end, but much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern.
だから呼ばれればついていくし、必要だと判断すれば助っ人に駆けつける。
When a friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents.
結果として周りからはエメトセルク自身が人助けをしているように思われたってわけだ。
In the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him.
本当にとびきり愉快な友人たちさ。
They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends.
彼らの望みが叶うようにすること、それが私にできる最良の星への貢献だ。
To help them realize their dreams, this will be my greatest contribution to our
エメ
work.
トセルクは14人委員会の座は名数に等しいと言うけれど、
They'll have fulfilled their respective purposes.
だったら私の名数は友人たちのそれに等しいのだろうと思うよ。
So too shall I have fulfilled mine, and together we may return to the star.
いけないね。つい語っちゃった。どうにも君には親近感が湧いてしまうものだから。
Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you.
やっぱりその色、君の中にある色のせいかな。これほど似ているのに違うものだなんて、そんなことある？
I can assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
すごいカリュバです上手
Well done. She didn't say my pet though. Pet, well done. Said something along the lines of well done / amazing.
うん、
Caribdis.
あれならもう大丈夫。
You're so good.
飛ぶ練習は終わりで。
You fly so well. Something like that. Yes, I dare say the Caribdis will be a fine heroine. Herion. Herion? It'll be fine here on. What the heck?
近くまで行ってエメトセルクに手を振ってあげなよ。終了の合図代わりにさ。
Why don't you go and signal to M itself? Let him know his arduous task is at hand. Wait, what am I supposed to do with myself from the edge? Oh, I'm supposed to like wave here? Emerging from the reverie, and itself notices you and begins to descend with the currents. Why is my earbuds still connected to my phone? It always does this. Disconnect properly, please. I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the cactus has learned to fly. Kane and I could relax and have a pleasant chat. I'm sure you did. Creature needed some small assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. I doubt you will need to repeat the lesson. That was truly impressive. I witnessed it all from afar. The cactus flies. I would. With this, we've proven that even a creature with skilled etheric balance is capable of flight. Will we help to achieve this? The cactus is a herd animal. They may well aid their struggling kin in like fashion if and when the need arises. Keeping this in mind, I bid you continue observing them. If this is what you want. If I may say so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility comes to pass, would it not be simpler to have the concept adjusted? That way, we could guarantee that anomalies such as this specimen are never born in the first place. These creatures are already here. We'll spare no effort in giving them a chance to survive. As you wish, Chief, as you wish. Hermes. Fine, don't worry. Well, that concludes all my present tasks. Let's return to Anagnorisis for now. It's up here. No, I can't get it. Wait, oh man, I messed up. What? Want to apologize for forcing me to help you? Do you? Save your breath. You didn't force me to do anything. I really chose the most expeditious way to have done with my impediment to our business. Kane, in the course of watching me, have you learned aught of value? Dynamis seemed promising. Dynamis is curious that such an obscure phenomenon should be of interest to you. Chief Hermes, what good fortune to find you here. Is something the matter? The Ikayon, I'm afraid it's done it again. No sooner did they release one for observation than it set upon the nearby occupants, slaughtering them. Was the creature hungry or somehow provoked? Just fed them myself, and the occupants were kept a white bird. Were keeping a white bird. It is the nature of the Ikayon that is to blame, their innate viciousness. Temperament aside, it is an outstanding creation, perfect in form and function. Though it may not be suited for release, I have no doubt that the Bureau will accept its concept for preservation. In any case, there's no point in postponing the inevitable. Doros will revert them all once the paperwork is in order. Where's the scene of the incident? Just off the path to the 12 Wonders. 12 Wonders? As you make your way, you should see it on the left. I don't know if Doris is still there, however. Hermes, wait. If this is part of his work, then I would observe. We follow. Ooh. Boss bait. Wait, this is the boss bait? That looks more like the boss bait to me. What is that? Oh, it's a hunt. Okay. The lacerations and burns are unmistakable. The Lycon was indeed responsible. Was that Ifrit? But the creature is nowhere to be seen. Doris must have taken it away. The man makes his base at the 12 Wonders. I shall go and seek him out. Myself and I will search the area for good measure, just to make sure that the Lycon did not escape. No thanks. Let us meet at the 12 Wonders when you have finished. I'll go on ahead. Please follow with Kane. Come, it's down this path and over the bridge. Let's not accidentally pull the hunt mark. You don't see it. Southeast. Okay. East. I still don't see it. 42 east. Oh, yeah. Oh, I see a blue quest. Well, let's finish this one. Then probably call it a day. Swing button. West, so around here. Griffins. Southwest. It's up here. West. Well, I'm going west anyway. There it is, the 12 Wonders. Hermes is looking for Doris. Let's look for Doris too. There's a man with long blonde hair, I think. I'll know him when I see him. There it is. North? I don't think it's here. Jesus, this place is big. Wait, it's here. Doros, that's Doros. Well, now if it's in Meteon, what brings you here? I thought I heard I thought I heard familiar voices. I didn't realize you two had decided to help me search for Doros. Thank you. You're in charge of the Lyconuses, I believe. Where are they? Other than feeling restraints, frenzied as they were, I couldn't well return them to Ctisis. That is, once I submit my report, I'll see them reverted without delay. It's as they say, it says, the bees are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14. What brings you here? Nothing you need to concern yourself with, as you were. Heard the news that, Lycaon slaughtered occupants As the observer in charge, you're of the opinion that they are not fit to be released? I am. Their abnormal aggression and exceptional strength makes for a highly problematic combination. It matters not where they are released, like Iconus would threaten other species and upset the natural order. Could it be that the specimens observed are an outlier? Highly unlikely. You've created a good many of them, all exhibited the same tendencies. Even when we used Kairos to begin with a fresh slate, their behavior wasn't changed. Kairos? A memory reconfiguration system. The chief himself created it. It allows us to erase or alter memories that we may observe creations in different environmental conditions without needing to remake them from scratch. Quite impressive and potentially dangerous, depending on the intensity of the etheric emissions. Pastera may wish to have words with you. Rest assured, I've kept all values within prescribed limits, and to prevent misuse, its applications are limited to those authorized by the Chief Overseer. Did I misunderstand? To manipulate a subject's memories is an intrusive act I deeply abhor, but it is preferable to execution. Come now, Chief, let's not be melodramatic. What was born of ether is simply being reduced to its original state. I know the distinctions concern you, but we mustn't lose sight of the bigger picture, making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. If a creation cannot be properly studied even with the aid of Kairos, we remake it. If a creation is deemed detrimental to existence, we unmake it. It is all for the greater good, and unquestioned the necessity of such routine processes. So I see that Hermes hates things dying. Like, hates it. Understand these things I do, I would never think to unleash a clear and undeniable threat onto the world. Insignificant though their individualized may be next to all of creation, it is all the Lycaonists have. Before we seal their fates, we owe it to these beings to exhaust all options, to ensure that nothing else has been overlooked. If you insist, let me provide you with a full report, and we may take it from there. Would it be possible for us to attend the discussion? That Emmett Stuck may better carry out his duties? By all means. Pray show them to the meeting room. To man, other beings are just things to be used and controlled like magic. That's what Hermes told me once. You need to be an entelechy to feel the weight bearing down on Hermes. Here, this discussion may take a while, during which time. Meteon, are you feeling unwell? It's not me, Hermes, it's you. I won't go to the meeting, I'll stay if you can. Love though I am to impose, may I leave Meteon in your care again? I'm in your debt, if you'll excuse me. Can you help me with something, Kane? The meeting will make Hermes sad. I want to cheering up with a flower. Hermes likes flowers the most. Of all the creations in Elpis, most creations are expected to be interesting or beautiful or strong, better in some way, but flowers are different. They're designed to suit our emotions, what we feel and want to convey. Hermes likes it. Can't make flowers? I'll search for one. And I want you to search with me. Let's start here at the 12 Wonders. Makes this place a 12 wonders. Vibrant purple flowers bigger than your hands adorn the tree. Oh, so big and bright, I love them. But they might be too bright. I have to think of the recipient. That's what Hermes said. Tall, slender tree rises before you. You crane your neck to look for flowers. No flowers. If they're apples, we're gonna cover them in syrup. Let's head outside next. Don't worry, we won't wander far. An array of beautiful flowers grow in the bed, their mix of colors forming a pattern. These would be better for Hermes, but they're hedged in. That means we shouldn't touch them. They're either under observation or poisonous. Any other place should be fine. Let's keep looking. That on tall, thin stalk, the oddly shaped flower is mesmerizing in its undulations. Oh, a conion, a flower that can move. When Hermes wasn't looking, it should see seeds in him. Not a good gift, maybe. But you're good, Kane, at spotting flowers. We'll find something soon. Find nothing promising nearby. At best, common looking grasses with some few tiny flowers. Nothing around here. Ah, over there, Kane. Something big, huge. Yeah, this is huge indeed. Terrible stench reminiscent of sodden old boots pervades the air. Without a doubt, the culprit is the marble-like creature before you. It's an Adonis. The things around its mouth look like petals, but the flowers are the orbs on its head. When Hermes inspected it, it swallowed him out. He didn't leave his room for days. Do you think, Kane, would he like it? It's probably not that good of a memory. So not this one either. Finding a good flower, it's harder than I thought. I'm sorry, Kane, but could you search a little more? Maybe as far as the plains over there? I'll pick something after that, I promise. A screen field stretch out before you, ending where the sky begins. Aw, there's nothing. The shiny thing over there, what could it be? Oh, Elpis flowers, they're here too. Hermes likes and dislikes them at the same time. Like me, they're Antilochis. Like me, they feel his pain and turn dark. That's only for Hermes though, for others they're always white and bright. Really? The flower is dark in your home? Then, do you have it too, a dark emotion? I dare say I have a few. You don't have to say it. I can feel it's something you want to hide. Won't you lend it to me? The darkness inside you? I want you to make a flower dark in front of Hermes. He has been in a dark place since before he created me. He needs to know that he's in there alone. The others are sad too. Leave it to me. Truly, you'll do it? Thank you, Kane. Thank you. It means more than I can say. Can't wait to see how Hermes reacts. Let's go back and fetch him. I don't think that's a good idea, though. Who's this still talking? Let's wait until they finish. Hermes.
二人とも待っていてくれたのか。
Oh, you were waiting for me.
話し合い終わった？
You finished talking?
ああ、結論は出した。
Yes, we've come to a decision.
メーティオンを見ていてくれてありがとう。
My thanks for keeping Meteon company.
デメトセルクとヒトロダイエスには中にある客室でそのまま休んでもらうことになった。
Emmet Silk and Hippoldias have already retired to their rooms.
部屋を用意させてもらう。案内しよう。
There's a room for you too, if you would follow me.
待って、案内。私たちが先。
Wait, I want to show you something first.
Elpisの花?
Of his flowers?
お願い。
Go on. She said, it's close enough. You're not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone. I don't see a change in color. I see. Meteon has shared much with you. Let me talk a moment. Fireflies? Porcupine? Everyone think it wrong that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place. And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I'm plagued by doubt.
ファダニエルの座についての話を受けたとき、ヒトロダイウスが言っていたことを覚えているか？
Do you recall what Hypolos said? Hypolos said when we first spoke about nomination?
やり遂げた者が選ぶ選択であり、最後の瞬間はいつも美しいものだと。
Death is a privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will. And when they depart, it is always beautiful.
だが、それはあくまで人の話だ。
Perhaps it is, but only for men.
作られた生物が星の益にならないと判断された場合、彼らは問答無用で消される。死を与えられる。
Creations that he deems useless are discarded with nary a second
生ま
thought.
れたばかりで何も成し遂げていなかったとしてもだ。
Some scarcely born unto the world, afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished.
処分の際は苦しませないようにしているが、死を与えられることを察した生物たちは怯え、憤る。
You make an
その
effort
終わりは美しいものなんかじゃない。
You make an effort to spare them the pain, but they sense what awaits, rage in anguish and cower in fear, and it is not beautiful.
だが、そんな事実を誰も気にしていないんだ。
Yet no one cares. No one.
星を良くするという目的は当然すぎるほどに当然で、誰しも疑うことなくそれを信じ行っている。
So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method.
自分の前には死にゆく生物たちの瞳には悲しみも絶望も理不尽への怒りも確かにあるのに、
Pain and suffering, confusion and despair writ plain in the eyes of those poor creatures.
この世界はそ知らぬ顔で幸せそうに笑い続けるんだ。エルピスの花はいつだって無垢な白と明るい喜びの色に輝いている。
Yet no one sees. We turn a blind eye and carry on blissful ignorance, not a miss, and always the blossoms shine pure and white.
そのことへの違和感が何か暗いものが。
When she said she liked bandana, is this the bandana she was talking about? A contradiction so blatant I could scream. I want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration?
周りにおかしいと叫んでやりたくなる一方で、おかしいのはこんなことを思う自分じゃないかと。
Then I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I am filled with dread.
だが、この世界で悲しみを知るのは、エルピスの花をこんな色に染めるのは自分だけじゃなかった。
But now I know I'm not alone, not the only one for whom the flowers weep.
花の傍らで何を思ったのかは聞かない。もしかしたらメーティオンにせがまれて仕方なくやってくれたことかもしれない。
I won't ask what you thought as you kneeled beside the Elpis, or if you only did it at Meteon's insistence.
それでもありがとう。
Nevertheless, thank you.
こうして確かに悲しみがあり、怒りがあり、苦しみがある。
To know that
そ
you
の事実を知っていてくれることが
to know that you
何も優しい。
holy crap. To know that you too have experienced suffering is a comfort. That I could be of service.
君は変わっているな。こんな話、舞を潜められるかと思っていたが。
To so willingly lend an ear to ease my burden, you are a strange one.
君は天に輝く星の正体を知っているか？
The stars in the heavens, know you what they are?
ここからじゃちっともそうは見えないが、あの一つ一つがアーテリスと同じ、あるいはさらに大きな大地でできている。
Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Aether's, a world filled with
これだ
life.
けの数だ。自分たちは星のために生きているが、別の価値観を持つ生命もいるだろう。
So many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other beings living out there? What of
自分は
the
彼
other
らに
living
問い
beings
か
out
けた
there?
い。彼らがなぜ生きるのかを、命の意味を。
What is it that gives their lives meaning? What that drives them day after day after day?
だからデュナミスで天を飛ぶ鳥、メーティオンを作ったんだ。
To pose that question to our undiscovered cousins, I created beings of dynamis who can travel the vast emptiness between the stars, Meteon and her sisters.
実のところ、メーティオンというのは、ここにいる一人だけじゃない。
Aye,
彼
sisters.
女には大勢の姉妹たちがいて、すでに宇宙へ飛び立っている。意志を持つ生命を探して、星から星へと飛んでいるんだ。
She has agreed many of them, and they have already departed on their journey, traveling to one star and then the next in search of life. Wait, that means she's not dragon.
予想外の出来事の連続で、思ったような成果が上げられていない。
As one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I have not to show for it.
だがそろそろ、次こそは何かしらの結果が報告されそうなんだ。
But I faith that we'll make some manner of discovery before long.
もし君がここに滞在している間に報告が届いたなら、この夜のお礼にきっと共有させてくれ。
And when we do, I should be glad to share our findings with you in gratitude for your kindness.
さて、これ以上夜が深くなる前に帰るとしよう。明日揃って寝ぼけた顔をしていては、エメとセルクたちに申し訳が立たない。
It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. Would not do for both of us to be sleep deprived tomorrow.
メーティオン、そろそろ戻ろう。
Come, Meteon, let's head back. Alright. Alright. Well, let's end the stream right here.